here's something super neat. So they redid Umbrella Alley and put those like streamers up there or something, which is pretty cool because when the wind blows, because it's so fucking windy in Ohio right now, you can see them like flowing up and down like waves. Let's see if it does it. There we go. Hello everybody and welcome back to the Tech House. Yeah, so basically I have a new set. I'm working in well, I guess an abandoned studio you could call it, because this is the old Spotlight Media studio, but we don't use this one anymore. We use a different one, which is actually pretty cool. But the issue there is that it's a little too echoey in there for my liking for these videos. Because as you know, I am the kind of guy who likes the idea of just pointing a camera at a desk, at a computer, and talking about shit with all of the unprofessionalism that you could ask for. That's the Superstar 64 brand. So essentially, this is the new set, and get used to this because I'm going to be talking about a lot of different things here. Unfortunately, see, the goal here was that I was going to actually introduce the set by talking about a Windows 98 tablet, which is completely unrelated to this entirely. But I came across an issue, and that's that everything is okay, I probably shouldn't say that, but what's happening here is I have two computers here. I have the PowerMac G4. You might remember this from back in 2018. It ain't doing as well as it was in 2018. And then down there, which you'll probably never see, is a custom-built Windows XP desktop from the mid 2000s, early 2000s. So we're going to try to fix both of them today. This is probably one of the only times you'll actually see either of these systems running and doing anything, because they're mostly just going to be desk decorations. I'll probably run them in the videos, but they'll just be there sitting pretty like they are now. But you know, I like things that actually work. So we're going to go ahead and start with PowerMac G4 because, well, it's just what I wanted to do, and it's what I've spent all morning preparing for. It's currently about 10-something in the morning. I have everything hooked up to a power strip here, which is kind of sketchy, so I leave it turned off when I'm not here. So, you know, mitigate the risk of fire and all that. So now we have everything live and ready to go. So let's just go ahead and turn on the G4, shall we? I know y'all were expecting a startup chime, and I hate to disappoint you, but I think the volume is muted. I have a single USB mouse and keyboard, and hopefully I can keep it that way, but we'll see with the XP machine later in the video. I don't know how long it's going to take. I don't know how long we're going to be here. I don't know how long this video is going to be and how painful it's going to be to edit, but we're going to figure it out anyway. So as you might have saw there, this computer has been having issues because I think I tried to install OS 9 on it, and for some reason this doesn't take OS 9 very well. But it needs some kind of operating system. So what we're going to do, because this thing has a 10 gigabyte hard drive, and that's just simply not enough for me. I have this 80 gigabyte parallel ATA drive here. It has the Dell mounting brackets on it from the 2000s. I'm going to be taking those off, and I think this actually takes screws from the bottom to mount the hard drive, so we'll see about that. Let's get it. I'm going to shut this off first. So yeah, let's see if I can actually mount this hard drive, although I guess it would be in the spirit if I couldn't actually mount the fucking hard drive, and I have to just leave it loose in there. Oh, fucking bitch. Oh, wait, I didn't lock it. That was when I was transporting it here. I actually had it locked because this thing is so like that it just falls out. Anyways, so I immediately, oh no, there is okay, so I can put a second hard drive in here. It has all the hookups all on one cable. I wanted to put one on, ow, no blood, no blood. Okay, I wanted to put one, God, I can't fucking focus today. Anyways, so I wanted to put a... Why do I have the airport card in here? Boy, I'm getting so off track. Anyway, so I wanted to put a hard drive in either one of these spots, but I realized that, you know, because of the nature of the drive, and this isn't even mounted. Okay, so basically, the mounting system of these hard drives is going to hinge entirely on the fact that I think the bracket actually is screwed into the bottom. And then I'm going to screw the hard drive into the top here, and it's not going to work very well because, well, I don't really want to take this bracket out, but... Well, I'm going to at least caddy corner the drive, and the entire mounting system of the hard drives in this computer is going to hinge entirely on the top drive because these are the only ones I have screws for. I don't know why it's not actually mounted in there, although at least at the very least it's actually an official Apple hard drive because it has the Apple logo on it, but you can't see it, so... Like I said, all the unprofessionalism you expect from a Superstar 64 video. Mounting rail 1 gone. These mounting rails will actually be returned to the computer that they came from. Even though I'll probably never actually mount a second hard drive in there again. Right, here we go. So, 80 gigabyte upgrade. Plug in here. And plugging in, wait, let me check the jumpers on this, but I think this is set to, shit, okay. Actually, I have no jumpers, and this is a Mac anyway, it'll figure it out. I'm just gonna plug it in and hope it fucking works, okay? Can we all agree on that? I knew you would come around. That's if it plugs in, of course. I mean, this is IDE. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Line it up there, and then I'll just put a screw in here. I did just realize that these screws actually do correspond to that Dell computer, so they're not going to go in properly. And I'm not even going to be able to caddy corner it. Okay. So it's going to have 3 screws holding the entire fucking drive in. Because I can't reach back there. Oh, I treat my computers the best. They have the best lives. Alright, time's up. We're done. Yeah, that's going to be the upgrade. It does at least have the hard drive in there now, and I can close it. Hopefully. Hopefully that didn't nope, okay. I'll lock it just to make sure it doesn't pop open again. Plug in the cable here. I think the cat pissed on that for the monitor. And what we're going to do is we're going to jank everything the fuck out. If you remember from back in 2019, the iMac G5 video.
To install Mac OS X, click continue and then follow the on-screen instructions. What if I don't want to do that?
You would remember that the way I installed Mac OS was by putting a partition on the hard drive that corresponded to an OS X installer. My methods have gotten slightly better because I actually have a FireWire cable now, which I got with an iPod. And as you might have guessed, we're using an iPod to restore OS X on this machine. FireWire goes in here, and then I can flip the machine around, plug the power back in. I thought that was fan noise, and that was just a car outside. I think I left the keyboard plugged in, so we're ready to go. Moment of truth. You can't see it, but the iPod turned on. And it's giving me a battery warning, which is a lovely sign. I have a backup plan, but I really don't want to use it, because it is even more jank than what I'm already doing. But it's giving me all kinds of battery warnings on the iPod here. Actually, no, I think it's this. There we go. Are you gonna not recognize that you're plugged into the fucking computer? Yeah, alright, I guess I'll just let it charge then and see if it actually does anything. Okay, so I've now run into an even bigger issue. This screen right here, and that hard drive doesn't work, by the way, because it's the OS 9 partition. It's telling me that that is the only boot drive. The problem is I have a FireWire cable hooked up to this thing right here. This is my PowerMac G4. You've probably seen this before. It's currently has 3 partitions on it, 2 of which are actually bootable by this computer if you try hard enough. They should actually show up on the screen because I'm running target disk mode, and target disk mode allows this computer's hard drive to be accessed over a FireWire cable. Why that's not working, I have no goddamn clue. So what I'm actually going to try is, let's try this. Oh. I thought this had target disk mode. I also forgot this computer has a reset button. I could have just hit that the whole time. Are you fucking serious? It's not going in the target disk mode, and that concerns me. So I'm holding down the T key right now. That's... Okay, let me think about this for a second. Okay, so I firmware reset later, and I actually have the drive showing up from the PowerMac G4. Also, the iPod is plugged into the G4. This was my backup plan, was to have the iPod plugged in, and then see if it would go through this computer into this computer, and somehow make a connection in the end. It's not doing that. See what happens if I just boot it up. Let's start up Tiger. Or, let's try this real quick. I just want to see if it'll boot OS 9. No? Question mark? Oh, do I need to reset it again? God damn it. Oh, nope, it's coming back again. Alright. I just want to boot up OS 10 Tiger. That's all I need. That's all I need. Thank you. Please work. You fucking piece of shit. See, because if you swear at it, it actually works better sometimes. Most of the time, actually. I'm going to put the CD into the computer, into the PowerBook as well, and see if it... I mean, it's going to show up on the computer when I load it, but yeah. Wait, what? Hold up. That's what I want. Gimme. What I ended up doing, I did it off camera because I was trying to research it to make sure it actually fucking worked. You hold the power button down to get into the open firmware, or you just get into the open firmware. There's a keyboard shortcut to do it as well. Then once you get into the open firmware, you type reset-all, and then hit enter, and it'll restart, and it'll reset everything. I can't believe this is actually working, because what I'm doing right now is I'm basically using the PowerBook as a pass-through for the iPod, because for some reason the iPod doesn't want to work with just the G4 tower. Makes all the sense in the world, I know. But hey, it's starting! I still don't know what I just put in the CD drive. Actually, I think I can eject it too. That's not even working, so let's just wait. It does have to be taking its sweet old time. The iPod is definitely cranking away, but it's probably because of how many layers I have to this whole setup. I mean, just look at this. G4 tower, to PowerBook, to iPod. This is what you expect from one of my videos, isn't that right? Okay, so finally, after 500 years, it actually loaded up the installer. This is after cutting out the middleman, just plugging the iPod directly into the computer. So, here we go. This should be running off the iPod. I believe it is, which means it should actually install faster than a DVD would. Okay, so let's go back. Utilities. I'm gonna run disk utility real quick, and then get back to this. Alright, so there's that. Which this is the Mac OS 9 disk that won't load for some reason. So this is a thing that exists, and then we have this. So why is it not actually recognizing my other hard drive? I mean, you would think it would show up here. Might be a slight issue, actually. Give me a moment. Look at this absolute mess. I took the other hard drive out too. It's just the 80 gig one now. So now we're doing the opposite, because I finally got this computer into target disk mode. and now we're gonna boot the Tiger installer on this because it wants to load on the PowerMac, but it doesn't want to load on the PowerMac, so it takes like 50 years. It doesn't do anything at all. So we're seeing if I can actually just install the FireWire drive on this computer. Well, this computer as a FireWire drive, and just install the OS there. I mean, I would think it would work because FireWire is like good. And it's not USB, but we'll see. See, look how much faster that loaded. Utilities, disk utility. So of course this computer's drives are gonna show up, but 74.5 gigabyte Apple FireWire drive. See how much easier that was when it just works? It doesn't make me like fiddle around with it for 50 years on the other computer. Ugh, what a nightmare. I hear a lot of like alarm sounding noises outside. Kinda wanna go find out what they are, because that's more interesting than this shit. Oh, hey, it's done. Yeah. Let's mount this then. Okay, so I have the OS X Tiger install from the PowerBook running on here, because for some reason it doesn't really like the formatting of the hard drive or some shit like that. So I'm going to see if I get into an actual desktop environment, if I can figure out how to use this goddamn hard drive in this computer. Because if that doesn't work, then we're going to see if this one works, which is a Maxter. It's a different brand, and it's a 40 gig drive, which is still bigger than the other one, so that's a win. Excuse me. Okay, get that out of here real quick. Untitled. That sounds like. Oh my god. iTunes. Get out. Alright, so what I want to do is to see if I can actually install it to this hard drive, which I should be able to in theory. Because in the installer I couldn't actually mount this drive at all for some reason, which I should be able to verify it now while I'm in the operating system. And it did pass verification, so there's nothing I need to like repair it with. So what happens if I set my startup disk to just the iPod, and it probably takes 5 years to load off of here, but whatever. We'll make it work. Yeah, this computer does not take very kindly to OS 9 installs. I don't know why. It just doesn't. I mean, I'm doing Tiger. I'm not gonna try to hack Leopard onto here. One, because it'd be super fucking slow if I did that. And two, because I would like it if I want to be able to install Classic environment, and then I'm gonna be able to run OS 9 software that way at the very least. So now we're booting. I didn't even hit the Alt key this time, or Option for Mac, actually. So now we should be loading off the iPod. Okay, installer, yes. Let's see if I can just do this straight up. Agree. There we go. That's the one I want. Options. Install. It's already erased. I think we're good. Customize. Why not? Don't do the languages. Don't do the printer drivers because I don't really need them. And install. Finally. I don't know why I just let this go for a while and then I come back to it and it actually starts working. Computers are a weird one. You saw what happened earlier with other computers trying to just verify the drive on there from this computer.
Damn, I guess you without a look. Sleeping up in the club, like
so that's done, finally. The iPod still says do not disconnect, but I don't think it's connected to the computer anymore. Let's reset this real quick. I unplugged it to make sure nothing else can be the boot drive. Let's see what it does, if anything at all. Starting Mac OS 10. That's what I've been wanting to see this whole fucking time. Apparently this desk makes noise. That's good to know for future reference. Mac OS 10. Can you believe this operating system is as old as I am? That's kind of funny to think about, but also kind of sad. Before you begin, your keyboard cannot be identified and will not be usable until it is identified. That's because I'm using a gateway keyboard, not a shitty Apple one. Oops. Actually, no, the Apple mice are what's shitty, because they always break on me. Do I already own a Mac? Yes, but don't transfer anything. I want to see if this will work. I highly doubt it will, though. But, I mean, it is Tiger, so might as well give it a try. I bet it won't, though. Yeah, it's probably because it doesn't have a... Just don't worry about it. Oh, go fuck yourself. Don't set up a network. Yeah, this computer does not connect to the internet. In fact, this computer will have almost nothing on it. Okay, I can't skip this, so... Where will I primarily use this computer? Just go with that. Video and film, because, yeah. Yeah. Don't need a password on this, or at least I shouldn't. In fact, I think it'll probably just log in as soon as I hit the power button, if I have it like that. Register later. Yes, please. I definitely want my time zone to be correct, so... What the fuck? Oh, don't give me problems now. Okay, we're back. So yeah, let's go with that. Yep. Sweet. Now we're done. Oh, man. Fuck off this keyboard shit. I already have whatever. Actually, I might bring an Apple keyboard at some point, but yeah, now this is actually fixed and we have it ready to go. And I want it to say Superstar 64 up there, so I'm going to change the settings real quick. So I'm going to go click here, right? And then I'm going to click... Oh, fuck. Yeah, I don't have a password, so... Fuck you, dude. Everyone's blowing up my phone today. Anyway, automatically log in. Yeah. There we go. Now it says Superstar 64 at the top. And if I could use this to actually switch I could actually switch to somebody else's account if I did this. If there was another user on this computer. I love that it gave me the password box even though I don't have a password. So, yippee. So, for the time being, this is actually good. Although I do want to see one more thing before we move on. Let me shut it down real quick. I've reinstalled the original hard drive. We'll see if that makes any kind of difference to anything at all. Panther? Why is it still named Panther? Applications, because we're going to crack open disk utility. In fact, just because I know I'm going to probably need it later, I'm going to throw it in here. There we go. Disk utility. Or as I like to call it, disk. This must still be the Panther drive and not actually Mac OS 9. But it does have something to do with Mac OS 9. So actually I want to know if I can use this as a classic drive, because it seems to be good and it seems to have mounted just fine. So system preferences, right? Classic environment. Yeah, there seems to be one here. Start when I log in. Cool, so start. Do something. Mac OS 9.2. Bingo, motherfucker. See, this should be able to boot on here because this is a computer from the year 2000, but you know what? I don't even know what to say. I guess I can't really complain too much. I can at least do Mac OS 9 stuff somewhat on here. This is a classic app. Let's see if it shows up on here. This isn't a classic app at all. I thought it was. Applications Mac OS 9. Graphing calculator. Why the hell not? Ah, see? It'll do OS 9 shit. Cool. So I think it's safe to say we're done with this. So if and when I need OS 10 and an OS 9 thing, I'll just use this computer for it. Which is pretty damn cool. So here's the thing I thought was going to be more complicated than the other thing, but the other thing turned out to be an absolute nightmare until it decided not to be. Welcome to the Windows XP machine. I'm actually going to go ahead and start it up real quick. The issue with this is that I can't do anything with it unless it actually starts up. But it's for some reason telling me that my password is expired when I don't have a domain attached to this system. And it's not actually starting, which means the reset button probably got stuck again. This computer has a reset button. It's pretty damn sensitive. There we go. So it also won't accept any input from a USB keyboard, which is why I have a PS2 keyboard. No PS2 mouse though. Also I unplugged it earlier, so I have to hit delete and then do this again. Good enough. Just see if it starts. Actually, one thing I do want to do first, because it's not working on the screen. Let's try Windows 98 first. Yes, I have Plus installed. Don't even worry about it. What I did realize is that I've never actually used a USB keyboard on this before. Oh, shit. I don't have the CD with me. Okay, so that's not going to happen. Let's just get out of this. Actually, well, I don't know, the mouse isn't going to work. And neither is the keyboard, because they're USB and I don't have the disc with me. So we'll just do that some other time. That's not even what I'm mainly concerned about. I think it's more impressive this thing can actually run Windows 98 and XP at the same time. I think they're even both on the same hard drive, which is why this makes a terrible media center. Because I don't know if you noticed, but this runs Windows Media Center Edition. What I forgot is that I didn't actually enable legacy USB support in here. So actually, I'm probably going to do that later. And that might actually enable the, well, I still need the PS2 keyboard, but yeah. Let's start. Windows XP, baby. The absolute classic. This is where I'm getting issues. So you see, you load up right here, and for some reason, like I said, it doesn't detect the USB mouse or the keyboard, even though the Mac does it just fucking fine. But that's probably because it demands USB devices. Apple is very forward with that one. I'm sorry. Is it? Okay, I did make a change from yesterday. I didn't have the network adapter plugged in yesterday. Today I have it plugged in. So something's going on. I still don't have USB support yet. My hope here is that I'm praying to God I don't have to reinstall the operating system, because that would require me to get a DVD because I want to install Windows XP Media Center Edition again, obviously, but I don't want to fucking have to... Oh shit, that's what this is. I installed Legacy Update on here, probably because there's no connection. Alright, is it going to restart then? Okay. There we go. It's being pretty slow right now. I don't get the reason behind that, but anyways, hello, yes, welcome to Windows XP Media Center Edition. Don't care. Oh, finally I have fucking support. Yep, okay, now the USB shit's working. So what I need to do, it's running a bunch of old shit actually, and this is, I got it from a folder on one of my hard drives that I downloaded sometime at some place. Where I got it is beyond me, but it's full of old software from around this time. Also Backyard Hockey for good measure. I think this works? No, it doesn't. Figures. I think this needs a CD. Yep, yeah, these need the CD because I installed them with CD support in mind. Whatever. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to connect this to the internet because I can do that. That's fucking weird. You know what I want to do instead? I'm going to disable this, and I'm going to let Windows do it. Because there's a way to do that. If I click here, click Change Advanced Settings, and then I can force disable it so Windows does all the network management. I'm going to just remove that because this isn't going back there. That's weird. I can't see our network. So I'm actually going to not connect this to the internet, and I'm just going to leave it be for now. And if I need internet, I will connect it to my hotspot. So actually, that fixes a lot of different things. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to change the date and time to be correct. Cool. So that actually fixes it. So what I want to do now is I want to restart and make sure it doesn't tell me my password is expired again. Actually, what I'm going to do once it restarts, I'm actually going to shut it off, unplug this keyboard, and we're just going to go full USB instead. Right. So, unplug the PS2 keyboard. I'll use that again another day. Start it up. Smash delete actually, because I want to enable legacy USB support. Let's see if the mouse and keyboard still work. I mean, they should, in theory. Sweet. Well, that fixes everything. I don't even need to reinstall the operating system. Hey look, it's even Windows Media Center. I bet you that sounds familiar. Online Spotlight. Gee, I wonder if that still works. This is actually perfectly usable. There's nothing wrong with it. I just don't have any content with it, so oh well. Maybe some other day we'll play with it, but I don't think the computer actually has the space for that. Yeah, 16 gigs of free space. I think that one's got a slight advantage on this one, but oh well. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching this. I'm looking forward to making better content at this set. So stay tuned. I will see you next time with the Windows 98 tablet. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the night sky.